All right, guys, how's it going? So here I am with another review of today's Spanish football dailies. I've been to the cafe, I've checked out today's newspapers and yesterday's, because yesterday I was only able to review Marca because the other three are with another company and their website was down. So I've taken a look at everything. This is probably going to be a long video and it might be all over the place because there's stuff from yesterday and stuff from today. A few things. I'll be hosting a live stream on here today at 1 o'clock UK time. If you would like to come along for a natter, probably be around an hour or just over. There'll be no live stream tonight because I'm going to see Ukraine versus Belgium. I forgot who it was then. And I must apologise for my videos yesterday. I'm not very well at the moment. I've got like a blocked nose and a bit of a chesty thing going on. And I only had 2 hours sleep yesterday. My videos, got quite a few views yesterday, so there was a bit of interest there, and the comments were, good. So nobody was complaining about anything. So, but I just felt like the video I did yesterday about the James Pierce article, for example, I don't think I did a very good video. It got a lot of views, but that's irrelevant to me. I just felt like I didn't deliver it as good as I would have done had I been on form. So, but anyway, I'm here. Thank you. And I'll do my best with this video for you. And I feel all right at the minute. When I woke up this morning, I was coughing and spluttering and everything. But hey, we should be all right. Don't forget, my morning briefings are now on my other YouTube channel, youtube.com/Duncan Oldham. The link's in the video description, and there'll be a graphic pop up at the end of this video. I do the morning briefings on there. Obviously, I touch on Liverpool things, this channel, etc., etc. Okay, so where shall we start? There's quite a few things to go through today, to be honest with you. And like I say, I'll probably be all over the place with it. So if I was you, still pause the video, go and make a cup of tea and come back and we'll go through this together. So, what day was yesterday? It was Wednesday. Was it Wednesday yesterday? I was unable to go to the cafe yesterday because it was a national holiday in Spain. It was Father's Day. These fuckers will take a day off for anything, trust me. Bank holiday, everyone loves it. There's so many bank holidays here, it's unbelievable. So let me just scroll up to where we're going to start. We're going to start here. Now, AS... people say it's not pronounced AS. I know how to pronounce it, but in Spanish it can sound like a certain word, and YouTube restricts my videos when I say that word. But AS, they have something on Trent, which I'm going to touch on in a separate video. Otherwise, we're going to be here all day. Now, this wasn't in the print edition today or yesterday. It's online on their website. And in summary, this article says that the deal for Trent to Real Madrid is only missing a signature, which you guys, we've gone over this months ago, haven't we? And the only thing that can prevent it from happening is Trent U-turning, but Real don't expect that to happen. Now, the clickbaiters and the Twitter twats and everything, the aggregators, they've made a big deal out of this, and they make it sound like AS have, given an article dedicated to Trent, which we're going to continue talking about on here in a minute. And but it was part of a general article about what Real Madrid's intentions are, and there was a bit in there about Trent Alexander-Arnold. But because they don't tell you, the context around it, or in a general summary of Real Madrid's transfer plans, it makes it sound like they've written like this piece dedicated to Trent, and that's not the case. All right, so I'm sure you've seen it. I'm sure you've seen quotes from it, but it's not like a great big write-up. But I'm going to do a separate video for that, and as you can hear, my voice is starting to go already from talking. So anyway, staying with Trent and in the print media. And in today's edition of AS is this article. Now, again, this is a general article about transfers to do with Real Madrid, but they have opted to go with the photo of Trent Alexander-Arnold. They could have gone with anyone that's mentioned in this. So I think, again, this is, the publication, the journalists expect Trent to go there. It's a big deal. It's big news in Spain. It's very positive news. in Madrid. So that's why they're choosing to, use the image there of Trent, if you like. So they had this article dedicated to what Real Madrid fans want to see signed in the summer. It's titled Popular Request, a Central Midfielder and Both Fullbacks. Now, I'm not going to read the entire article out to you or anything like that, but we can summarize it. And basically, it was a survey on their website, as.com, with almost 30,000 votes, and it revealed the preferences for Real Madrid's transfer market. And basically, it says, it is far from clear whether Real Madrid will make major changes in the transfer market. It largely depends on how the current season ends, whether it concludes with significant titles or in disappointment. However, some moves will take place, such as the signing of Alexander-Arnold, a right-back whose contract with Liverpool ends, and he will arrive on a free transfer to strengthen that position and compete for minutes with Dani Carvajal, who will return after his severe knee ligament injury. Whether other positions will be reinforced remains a mystery. So basically they're stating that Trent is inbound, and they use a photo of him for the article. So they say there he will arrive on a free transfer in the print edition, but in the online edition, which I just mentioned that little snippet to you, that's a kind of like, well, all being well, it should happen. And I think it's important to differentiate, because I always think the more solid reporting is in the print editions of newspapers and not the online editions, right? Because the online editions, they're trying to drive traffic, trying to drive revenue, more speculative. And that applies throughout the world, not just in Spain, especially in England. So whenever someone says to you, oh, I've seen this in the Daily Mail, or I've seen this in AS or Mark or whatever, I would always say, this is what I do. I say, was it an online article, or was it, did you see it in the print version? There is a difference, guys. Remy, what are you doing? Get on that bed. Bed. It's my rescue dog. Bed. Thank you. He's still staring at me. He's not laid down. He's ready to kick off. I'm going to kick his teeth in. He's laid down now. Okay, so that's that with Trent. So, like I said, the article was not just about Trent. That goes on about all the different, players and blah, blah, blah. But I'm just picking out the Trent bits for you. And, of course, they did use that photograph. Marca, they run a headline today, the opposite path to Huijsen. He gets another mention. I think it's 4 this week, out of nowhere. Previously, they were not discussing him, but he's been selected by Spain now. But they also focus on him before he was selected by Spain, and he wasn't called up in the initial squad. He was called up because of an injury. So they did touch on him before that, the day before, or saying, are you hoping to get a call? He didn't get it, but he's now in there. And like I say, they've published multiple articles, and the Madrid-based media are now saying that he is heavily under consideration, if you like, by Real Madrid. They started at the beginning of the week saying that he's attracting attention. Now it's they kind of want him, sort of thing. So, what does it say? They could have shared a dressing room for both national teams. Today they will face Spain and the Netherlands. So this is to do with Xavi Simons and Dean Huijsen. Similar situations, opposing decisions. Both could have chosen which national team to represent at the time. The former opted for the Netherlands and the latter for Spain. Don't forget, Huijsen, born in Netherlands, moved to Spain when he was 5, but he's playing for Spain. Tonight they will face each other in Rotterdam. I don't think Huijsen will, I think what they're saying is that they're just coming face to face, not necessarily on the pitch. They could have been teammates on either side, but they will be rivals. Their lives cross with the ball involved, difficult decisions to make, and all kinds of factors come into play before choosing one option. The key moment comes on the day they must make a decision with the national team at stake. Doubts arise, and often the sporting aspect is more important than the sense of belonging. Excuse me. So that's all to do with them, like it could have turned out for the other countries and all that. Now, the reason I'm mentioning Huijsen is he is a player of interest to Liverpool. I would like to see Liverpool attempt to sign him in the summer, but when I first started talking about him, which was only recently, I said you'd have to act fast because he is starting to gain attention, and attention he is receiving from Real Madrid, if you believe the reports. If you're going to make an attempt to sign Huijsen, you're going to have to do it now. I think he's got a £50 million release clause. He's 19, but this boy's going to be big. I really do think he's going to be a big player. And I think a serious football club should be trying to sign him. I really, really do, guys. He's also, Huijsen is on the front page of AS today, which is, a Madrid-based newspaper, Real Madrid biased. Again, they're raising his profile. And they've obviously got him on the front page as part of their coverage to, that game between Netherlands and Spain tonight. I'm going to the reverse game. I'm going to Spain versus Netherlands on Sunday, which is in Valencia. So I'm going to go to the reverse. I'll keep a bit of interest on that game tonight because I want to see how it goes. Zubimendi, which I know some of you are sick of hearing about him, but I'm keeping an eye on him until his future is resolved, and then we'll stop talking about him. But he's expected to start versus the Netherlands this evening. So, moving on to sport, which is the Pro Barcelona newspaper, or one of them. Again, they're going with Huijsen. They write that the player's idol is Sergio Ramos. And although he chose to go to Juventus before Real Madrid, he says that it is, quote, a pride to feel the interest of the white club. At the time, he rejected the offer to join Real Madrid, their academy, when he left Malaga. And he was quoted as saying, "You never know how it would have gone. It was a very good option, but at that moment, I thought the best thing for me was to learn a little bit about the defensive aspect. And I think I've learned that. Now the Real Madrid club is following him very closely for the first time." And Huijsen said that, quote, "It is a pride that such a big team is interested in you. It is something special, and it means that you are doing well." Now, the reason I've included this, again, Huijsen obviously attracting interest from Liverpool. We probably won't do anything. But the reason I mention this is just to give you a bit of if you heard that we're in for him and Real Madrid are in for him, from watching my videos and being kept up to date with things like this, you'll know that with him, he's from the Netherlands. He moved to Spain at 5. He considered himself more Spanish, and he's already said that he would like to play in Spain one day. That doesn't mean that he would reject Liverpool if we went in for him, but it's just something that you might want to consider, if Spanish clubs start showing interest in him, is he ready for that? Is he ready for that? I think it's important to know, that his favourite player was, his idol was Sergio Ramos. So I think these things are important because if he said, my idol was Sami Hyypiä or Virgil van Dijk, then sometimes you can think, maybe they would favour a move to Liverpool to replicate that, because if your idol played for a club and you had the chance to replicate that, then you'd probably think, I want to do that, you know what I mean? So just things to worth considering. What's this? Is this a bit of my coffee? I didn't have anything to eat at the cafe. I did not. I didn't. Right, enough of him. Let's have a look. We have an article about Luis Diaz. I don't know if you can see it. There you can. We see him. What's it say? Liverpool alert. In case Barcelona move for Diaz. El Liverpool engadia por si el Barça va a por Diaz. Yeah. That's what it says because I wrote it down here. Liverpool on alert in case Barcelona move for Diaz. This was in Mundo Deportivo. Again, this is a pro-Barcelona newspaper. I thought it was a bit clutching at straws, this one, to be honest with you. Because they mentioned things in there about Liverpool will have money to do this, that and the other, and I was like, you don't know much about Liverpool. Anyway, they write, at Anfield, they are aware of Barcelona's interest in Luis Diaz. They are. And the attention of 3 other clubs. Now, you might have seen reports in the last 24 hours talking about, certain clubs being interested in Luis Diaz. I think I've got some notes somewhere separate from today's coverage with Luis Diaz. I'll have a look in a minute. I'll get to that in a minute. It comes from reporting in Colombia. That's right, okay? And this is what this article's touching on. So this isn't the Barcelona media, if you like, saying they're aware. They've just read it somewhere else. It's come from another country. And because sometimes I think it's stronger if you've got the local journalist saying this is what's happening, this is who is interesting. But I know for a fact in this article that this is just looking at something they've seen elsewhere. I think they might even mention it in the article. I'll shut up and we'll find out. The Reds are monitoring, I know you guys hate that word, but the market closely for a potential replacement. Barcelona are looking for an offensive reinforcement to strengthen their attack. One of their names on the list is Colombian winger Luis Diaz, 28, who plays for Liverpool and has a contract until 2027. You guys know this, we've discussed it multiple times on here, right? And we know that he's a target for Barcelona, we know that's true, and we also know he wants to go there. In England, reports continue to link the forward with Barcelona, even ahead of Saudi Arabian clubs like Al Nasr and Al Hilal, who are more likely to make a mega offer. Diaz has 2 more years left on his contract, but if an attractive proposal comes in, as feared at Anfield, I don't think anyone's scared at Anfield, they may have no choice but to let him go. There are also speculations about other clubs like PSG, Manchester City and Milan showing strong interest. It is said that Barcelona is the only club that has already made contact. Now, these clubs that have been linked, that comes from an outlet called Antena 2 in Colombia, I believe, all right? So they're not, I don't want you to think that these journalists are like in the know. Man City, if a Barcelona journalist is writing it that Man City are interested, it must be true. This is not that case right now. Reports from Colombia also reveal that Liverpool is rushing to find a replacement for Diaz, with German winger Leroy Sané of Bayern Munich reportedly on their radar, according to Antena 2. However, Bayern Munich has already taken action and is attempting to renew Sané's contract, which expires in June 2025. If the Sané option ultimately fails, Liverpool has other targets on their list and sufficient funds available. I don't know, I might be making a video about the Diaz stuff today, because I know some people don't watch these in full. So I might touch on that later, because I know there's been a lot of chatter about other clubs being interested in Luis Diaz. And I think this is possibly just, maybe his old man, his family, back in Colombia, trying to make out there's a lot of clubs interested in signing him to keep that Barcelona interest up, because they really do want that Barcelona move. Some people say Barcelona haven't got the finances to compete. That's not accurate anymore. Their financial situation was resolved. They're now back on what's called the 1-1 rule in Spain. So if they want to spend 50 million euros on a player, they have to get 50 million euros in. Now, don't forget, spending 50 million euros on a player includes a contract as well, right? So you might want to, well, let me break it down. 50 million euros, let's say, transfer fee. 20 million contract, 70 million euros, right? So Barcelona have to show in their accounts that they've got 70 million euros in to get to spend 70 million euros. That's the 1-1 in Spain, which the clubs have to follow in La Liga. But I do know that someone hasn't paid Barcelona a substantial amount of money for a commercial link-up, and La Liga are starting to say, like, well, if this isn't resolved soon, you're going to fall out of the 1-1 rule, and then they're going to be in the shit again. So they've got to get that money. So basically, Barcelona, they want Isak, but by their own admission, I don't think they're going to be able to make that happen. Diaz has been listed as the number 2 target, with Benjamin Sesko also on their list as like a third option. It's like that's one of they're not saying those 3 players are similar. They're just saying that's the kind of things that they're looking at doing in the summer. And the reason I would pay attention to that is that was published at the same time that Deco, the sporting director at Barcelona, gave that 6-page sit-down with Sport that carried the report. So it doesn't take much to work out where it's come from, So anyway, I do think that Diaz will be gone in the summer. I do, and I think he's hoping to get that move to Barcelona, and Liverpool are probably hoping for it too, in all honesty. Moving on, Torres calls for support for the B team at the Metropolitano. This is in AS. This was yesterday, so see, I do catch up on things for you. I couldn't access it yesterday, but I took a look today, and basically he manages the B team, Atletico Madrid, and the article was titled "Torres calls for support for the B team at the Metropolitano." And it says this weekend there is no First Division football, but the doors of the Metropolitano will still open for an Atletico match B. Torres' team will host Betis Deportivo at the stadium Saturday at 6 as a reward for their impressive season. They're currently 5th in the playoff positions, and as a way to bring the second team closer to the Atletico family. For the B team, this will be their first time at the Metropolitano. However, many of the players, and certainly Torres himself, has experience of the stadium, as he not only played there for a season as a home player, but also managed a match there. In March 2023, the stadium hosted the Youth League round of 16, blah, blah, blah. Fernando Torres now calls on the fans to support the B team for this match. If you live here, right, pronouncing that, it's fucking really difficult. And the Spanish always take the piss out of me. They'll say, go on, say it then. So Torres, I still can't do it, said it's something special for everyone and a fantastic, as Brendan Rodgers would say, fantastic opportunity to celebrate the importance of the academy and for them to play at the Metropolitano in front of the fans. We need our people. I'm sure they'll respond as always and give us energy. So, my friends, that concludes today's roundup of the Spanish football dailies and yesterday's papers as well. It was a bit difficult to do today, to be honest with you, because you know that I was telling you that the website was down as those three of those publications. It was still down this morning. I was like, oh, you know what I mean? And it's very slow loading, so I've emailed them again because they messaged me back saying, it's fixed, big dunk, you're all right, but nah, it weren't. So, but I've covered it. So, although we had some gaps yesterday, I can assure you I've checked everything. There's nothing there of great importance. I am going to make a video about the Trent Alexander-Arnold stuff today because there's a lot of people, you know, like I see the comments on social media and I think, if you followed my fucking YouTube channel or Cop Talk, you would know all this anyway, right? So there's a bit of hysteria going around. Maybe some people haven't, don't watch these videos. So I will do a separate video on that. I've got a lot of stuff coming up today, to be honest with you. And I haven't got a lot of time. It's approaching 11 a.m. now, so I'll live stream at 1. You can probably hear my voice is a bit croaky, but I don't think I'm as bad as yesterday. I will do a live stream at 1 on here, and then I have got a lot of videos to do. I'm not sure what time I'm away this afternoon for the minibus, but I'm not having a drink today. One of the girls messaged me and said, what time are we meeting, and blah, blah, blah. And I went, I'm going, but I won't be drinking. And she was like, who else is going? In other words, I'm not sitting with you. So normally I take all the fucking drink, that's why. So yeah, I'm looking forward to going to the game. I think I've committed to that, and I committed to the Spain game at the weekend, and I keep thinking, why did I do that? Because I can't be asked to go, to be honest with you. But I'm sure I'll appreciate when I'm there. It's just an experience, just to go and to watch these games. And I would like to have seen certain players in the Spain-Netherlands game, but I'm not sure what them teams are going to be by the time the game comes round. Obviously, tonight's game is one to watch first. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's update or summary of what's been said and what's been claimed. If there's anything you don't understand or if I fucked it up, please let me know in the comments section. So, if you appreciate my efforts, doesn't mean you agree with me or appreciate or agree with, the contents. But if you appreciate my efforts, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? A comment would be nice. I always like to get feedback from you guys about what you think in the papers, and if you enjoy the coverage, I'll keep doing them for you. Especially if Trent goes to Real Madrid, because that'll be interesting to watch without a doubt. But yeah, thumbs up, comment. If you want to buy me a coffee, please do use the super thanks. There's a love heart button under the video which you can use. There are also links in the video description. The Revolut one's very good in the video description in terms of this feature, this coverage, because Revolut, I have a little card, virtual card where I go to the cafe and pay for my coffees on that. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, thanks to you guys that watch. Thanks to you guys that take the time to thumbs up and comment. Very much appreciated. Don't forget, I also upload videos to youtube.com/Duncan Oldham as well. All right, especially the morning briefing. So yeah, I'll leave it with you guys. More content coming your way today. I hope you're all right. And I hope that we can get to speak this afternoon, maybe at 1 o'clock. All right, guys. Cheers.